But yeah, toxic masculinity, that's
Yeah.
been a subject that we've been hearing about uh on the news, in these YouTube streets and everything. And they're saying men are displaying too much testosterone in everything. And that could be
Really?
toxic to
Who?
uh the kids that's coming up, to other people. But we have testosterone. We are men. And of testosterone, we are men. And we should train up a child. Oh, I don't want to get biblical with y'all. Train up a child the way it should go. And when he departs,
Mm-hmm.
he would not. Okay. But toxic masculinity, I think that term, it wasn't around 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But in this modern era, it's not good to show that you are a man.
Oh, oh,
But
so,
we need men to
uh-huh,
protect, right? We do need men to
uh-huh.
protect.
For
You
sure,
want
for
all
sure,
of this,
for sure.
but then I'm being ridiculed, or other people are being ridiculed for displaying this. When something happens, it's a fire in the building. If I'm around, I'm gonna try to help somebody. I'm gonna try to save somebody. Is that toxic? Because I'm a man, I'm gonna run in there. Think about it, people. What do you have to say
Bro,
on
bro,
that?
bro, bro. So I'm thinking. So I'm new to the game, I guess. Because when did it ever become a toxic thing to be masculine? Right? Just because I'm masculine, I'm
Mm,
taking charge. I'm taking
mhm.
charge. I'm saying, all right, this need to be done. This need to be done, or whatever the situation is. I'm going in there and I'm handling that situation. Why is that toxic?
Don't
And
raise your voice. That could be
look
toxic. That could be toxic.
to who? To other men or to women?
Ah, I could
Is it to
feel. I could
women?
feel threatened.
Women feel toxic. They feel like you can't be so masculine around me. Is that what it is?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So you're saying if it's toxic and I'm being masculine, I'm being in my masculine form, and I'm taking charge and I'm taking care of business, whatever that business may be, but I'm doing that. If I'm
Yes.
doing that, then the women should embrace that.
Come
Now, if the
on.
women are saying, "Oh, we equal,"
Mm-mm.
no, you're not. No, you're not.
Oh.
I disagree with that. You know, you're not equal. Yeah, you're equal as in, you're a human being. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I get that. I get that. But as far as in, what the men do and what
Mm-hmm.
women do, and that's probably getting into the roles and everything. But guaranteed, the women will pick and choose. They kind of like cherry pick. They cherry pick on what they want to be equal to.
Well,
Why is that? Because
well,
it can be toxic. If I so would it be toxic in saying that I'm got my own business and I'm a roofing company. I'm a roofing company. I got my own business. Would it be toxic for me to only have men? Well, hell,
that
ain't no women standing in line trying to be or help me out with this roofing business.
well, I see what you're saying on that, but to the degree of this so-called toxic masculinity, that's just if you're
You gotta
showing over, if you're being over,
what?
we'll say you're showing too much testosterone. You might be too aggressive. That
With
might be a
what
form
though?
with your talk, with your demeanor, because it might be considered overbearing.
Don't you? So why you just can't say it's aggressive behavior versus toxic
Toxic
behavior?
masculinity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If I'm a male, why can't you just say, all right, he's just an aggressive guy. That's the only way he can get his point across, by being aggressive, not being direct, not being assertive, but being aggressive. Why you can't just say that? What's toxic about it?
I feel it's nothing toxic about it, but that is a big point right there. Being assertive, but you could offend somebody. Now this 2023, we all in. I feel threatened. You shouldn't do that. You done heard it. You done seen it. I don't think that as far as toxic masculinity, that we as men should stray away from it because we have to raise men. And that's what we talk about. But if we demasculate the men, what are we going to have?
Well, check this out. Check this out, bro. All right. So toxic masculinity, this topic that we're talking about, who came up with it? Women? Or is a bunch of guys that came up and say, man, we're being too aggressive with these women. Hey. Was it women? That's my question, nephew.
Kane?
Okay. So
Kane, I can't give you 100%, but I believe it was men, Kane. I believe it was men.
Oh, so it's men that's saying that we're toxic to other men and women?
Conforming to the modern day standards. Conforming to the modern day standards.
But what are these standards? We set the standards. What are these standards you're talking about?
You say we set the standards.
Yes.
I can't agree with that. I can't agree with that.
Who's setting it then? What are you gonna say? The government? What are you gonna say?
No, men are not setting these standards.
Women?
Do you think men
Just say it.
Men would come out with that? Men, I mean, that's being a man, okay? That's being a man. That's just showing a form of this is what we're gonna do. I'm here to do this. I'm here for protection and all of that. But now, the man of let's just say the 70s.
Who's complaining? Are men complaining?
No,
women complaining.
Women are complaining.
All right, so who said
and feminine men
who set
are
the standards
complaining?
Then? You said men and women. So
yes.
What kind of men? Are we talking about straight? We talking straight gay? Are we going there? Or
no, we're not going there. We're not going there
so
because
what we're saying.
I said feminine men. Okay,
feminine men.
I would say feminine men because I say this right here. Okay, everybody, family, congregation, because I got to put it out there because now we have to say this right here.
Yeah,
you have to be choosy, and I'll go ahead and say it. You have to be choosy with your words now. Okay, this politically correctness and our podcast, Uncomfortable Truth, all of that, we believe we want everybody to feel safe and who you are and what you believe and all of that stuff. But we have to tell the truth. It's uncomfortable, people. It is uncomfortable.
Yes, it's uncomfortable, but you gotta speak up.
Yes.
So why should this even be a term? Why should this? Do you think it should be a term? Do you think that toxic masculinity should be a term that's in, you can probably put it in Google and come up with whatever the definition is? I know at the beginning we had what Google says or what somebody has, presented that or
it's
whatever.
Many definitions.
Many
definitions.
Yes. So people just come up with what they want to come up with, right? So who's setting these standards? There's a bunch of guys sitting in the back coming up with what toxic masculinity is.
I don't.
Or is it some women that come up with this?
I definitely don't.
Who is it, man?
So.
Come on,
I don't think so. It's not us. It's not us because
it's not me. I want to
serve. I want to serve and protect. I want to serve and protect. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to lead. I want to serve and protect. So, with that being said, I don't think that's toxic. I don't think it's toxic because men have to be leaders.
Where did it come from, though? That's my thing. Where did it come from, nephew? Where did it come from, Mitch, man? If that's how I feel and that's how you feel, and most men feel this way, then where did it come from?
Kane, I don't know
if it ever become toxic. And toxic is something that you don't want to be around, right?
It's waste, yes. It could kill you.
Yes. So if it's toxic, you don't want to be around there and you avoid it at all costs, right?
At all costs. You're right.
All right. Yes. So that's what toxic is. Now we're saying masculinity. So you're saying that somebody's just too aggressive? Why don't you just say they are aggressive? Because a lot of times I get this. So some people feel like being a leader and being aggressive really gets people to follow you. A lot of times it doesn't. It doesn't. You don't have to be aggressive to get people to follow you.
That's true.
And some people are passive aggressive. and things of that nature. But you don't necessarily have to do this. But I'll tell you this: if you're assertive and direct, if you don't want to see us, but you want to just listen to us, we on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, all of them.